Hello world, Noah here, and welcome back to Python one-liner tips and tricks. In this video, we're going to be talking about sets. So the set is one of Python's basic and most important data structures. It's a data structure in general computer science, but Python obviously provides one that we can use. And the idea with a set, there's these two really important properties, and so I want to go over them before we look at today's problem. The two important properties are that sets contain unique elements, and that sets are unordered. Those are the two important properties of sets. And so I'm going to talk more about sets. They deserve their own video. And so here I'm just going to show you, how you can use them to help with one-liners. But the basic idea is that you need to know these two properties because they will actually show you how sets can be useful. The first one is a really useful property, the fact that sets can only contain unique elements. The idea is if you have a list and you convert it to a set, then all of the duplicate values will disappear. And the other idea is that if you have a set and you start adding values to it, if you happen to add a value that's a duplicate, again, it won't do anything. And so when you're dealing with a problem that involves, something unique, then that is a good hint that you should at least consider using a set, and it may or may not work. Now, the second fact is actually kind of a problem that you can run into, and it's that sets are inherently unordered. And so if you add elements to a set, and then you tried to, loop through a set, for example, it may not be in the order that you're expecting it to be. And so the order can't be guaranteed, and you can't index a set at particular values. You can convert a set back into a list, and then do whatever list stuff you want. But again, sets are unordered. And so if you have a problem where the order matters, then perhaps that's an indication that you can't use a set. But when you see something involving unique, or something involving no duplicates, that gives you a hint that you might want to consider a set. And so now we can take a look at today's problem. It says implement a function that returns true if a string is comprised of unique characters and false otherwise. And again, that hint I gave you, here's the word unique. Right? And so that should give us a good hint as to how we might approach it. And so the solution on the left is very different than the solution that we're going to come up with, but I figured that I would, provide a solution just because. But basically the way it works is we maintain a list of all of the characters we've seen already, and then we loop through each character in the string, and we say if we've already seen this character before, if it's in our list of characters we've already seen, then we return false, because we know immediately that there's not a unique, there is one character that's not unique, and so therefore the string is not unique. But if the for loop makes it all the way through, if we look at every single character and none of them are duplicates, then we return true. We say this is a unique string. And so that's the strategy on the left, but the strategy that we're going to use on the right is very, very different. And so the basic idea is, the basic thought pattern that you can have here is you can say, well, we're dealing with this string, and you can say, okay, we need things that are unique, so set might be good, and the order doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, if you take a string that's unique, let's say Noah, right? That's a unique string. It has an N, an O, an A, and an H, and there's no repetition in there. And then let's say you took the reverse of that, so H-A-O-N, for example. It would still be unique, right? And if you took any permutation of a unique string, it'll still be unique, because the positions of the characters don't matter. It's just the characters themselves that do. And so the fact that you're doing something with unique or something with no duplicates, and the fact that order doesn't matter, both of these give you a pretty good indication that a set might be helpful. And so that's the first thing. And so now you say, how can you use a set? And so you could reframe this problem to think, well, if you look at all of the unique characters of the string, and you count how many unique characters there are, it should be the same as the number of characters in the string. So for example, the string Noah, right? The length of the string is 4, and the number of unique characters is also 4. And so we know it's a unique string. But if you took, for example, the string hello, right? The number, I guess we say the length of the string is 5, but the number of unique characters is only 4, H-E-L-O, because we have a double O. And so because these numbers are not equal to each other, we know that it's not a unique string. And so that's basically the key to solving this problem. And so, the idea is we find these two numbers, we compare them. And if the two numbers are equal, if the length of the string is equal to the number of unique characters, we know that it's a unique string, and we want to return true. If they're not equal, it means that there is at least one repeated character, and so we'd want to return false. And so the question is, how do we generate these two numbers? Well, the first one is super simple, right? If we want to know the number of characters in the string, we just do len s, right? So basically we want to compare len s with something else. Okay, well, what's the other thing? If we want to get the unique characters, specifically we want to know the number of unique characters, but to get the unique characters themselves, we could convert this string into a set. And so basically it would look like this. If you just do set of s, and s can be anything that's iterable, so it could be a string, it could be a list, it could be other things as well. But the idea is, if you do set of s, it will generate a set that contains all of the unique characters. And so, for example, if you do set of Noah, it will give you a set that contains, N, O, A, H, right? But if you do set of hello, it would just be H-E-L-O. There wouldn't be the double O because, as we said, sets contain unique elements, right? And so basically the idea is we know how to convert a string into a set, and in the process of converting to a set, all of the elements that are not unique will be thrown out. Or I guess the copies of elements will be thrown out. So if there's two L's, the first L will stay, the second one will be ignored. And then all we have to do is just take the length of this set, the number of elements of the set. And that's really it, right? If the number of elements in the set is equal to the length of the string, that means that all of the characters were unique. And so now we can actually formulate the problem. We can say if the length of set of s is equal to the length of s, right? So if the length of the set of s, if the number of unique characters in s is equal to the number of characters in s, then it's a unique string, otherwise it is not. And so you can see that just by converting the string into a set, that did a lot of work for us. It removed all of the duplicates. And then here we were able to just compare the lengths like that. And so again, anywhere that you see a problem that involves something about unique or something about no duplicates, and the order doesn't matter, that gives you a pretty strong indication that a set might be helpful. And again, I am going to explain sets in more detail. I'm going to give them, I'm going to cover them in the way that they deserve it. But here I'm just showing you specifically how you can use a set to help you write a one-liner, because this really isn't the conventional use of a set, but it's a really, really useful use of a set. And so that's all for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.